It's time for SHL News.
We'll get started now. If you guys will if you have a seat, take your seats. If you don't, stand up. Where's Alistair? Not here yet? That's a problem. All right, we're going to start without Alistair, which is not good because Alistair has some of the things we need, but whatever. Well, that's true also. Hey, I want to welcome you guys all to the first SHL Awards. Thank you for coming. You guys have on your tables there a little agenda or plan. I'll try and stick to it. The most important thing is that we are sponsoring, the SHL is sponsoring the party, so we have a limit to how much you can eat and drink. We haven't gotten close to it yet, so please eat, drink. We'll let you know when you're going to start paying, but you got a long time, so please don't stop eating or drinking. When the pizzas run out, we'll order more. Our plan here is to stay here, and then from here we're going to go to, if you guys are available, we want to go over to Hooters and Nana, and then to Titanium later. We want to try and go to all three of our sponsors today. Try and hit all our sponsor bars. No questions. All right. Okay, so I want to start by just, you guys have all been bored 1,000 times by how Christian and Scott and Murray and I decided to start the league, but I won't bore you again. I'll tell you that if it wasn't for you guys here who played, it would have been just us hanging out at a bar talking about it. So I want to begin by thanking all of you guys for being part of the league. We got a lot of good feedback from almost all of you. We appreciate it, but the only thing that matters is you guys had fun, you enjoyed it, and like I said, without you guys, we'd have no league. I do want to say also that I want to thank the committee, because it wasn't just me, Scott, and Christian. So I do want to thank Pratch. Pratch is here. Where's Pratch? Pratch is somewhere. Pratch is here as well. I don't think Jib is here, but Jib is also a huge part of this. I want to thank Jib. Alex Manton. Alex is here somewhere. Right here. The man behind the scenes and everything hockey related. I mean, everything. And then Alistair is always late, so don't even clap for Alistair. When he gets here, we'll clap. It's fine. I'm just kidding. So we, just to go over a couple things. One thing I want to say is that we're very happy with the success of the league. A few things that we wanted to do for the four of you who were here for the draft. We really wanted to push a few things. One of those things was a competitive league. And we believe we put together a very competitive league. That's the most important thing. Looking at some of the scores in the current tie league and in some of the scores in our old TWHL, I really think that we had more one-goal games, overtime, shootouts than any time we've ever had in the past. Number two thing we really wanted to push was substitutes. That's the hardest part about having a league when you have no ABC league, and we think we did the best we could. All of you know we had an issue with the Thai national team when they all kind of left for a couple of months, and that made subs even harder. But we believe as a league we did the best we could, and we think it was pretty successful. I think social media, I mean, looking at Facebook, you guys go to our Facebook page. Obviously Dom, who's here, and we'll talk about Dom again later on, but give a big shout out for Dom. If Patrick was here, I think Patrick, Dom's involvement in the league started because Dom went to go watch a BIHL game last year, and Patrick saw the podcast, sent it to a few of us, and said, this guy's talking about our league, the BIHL, the Thai League. So we contacted Dom via email and said, would you be interested in helping out? And what he offered to do was so much more than we would have hoped. I mean, just everything he's done has been amazing. And next year you'll see a lot more of Dom as he takes the reins from Alex, who's leaving us, and Dom's going to be taking over from a lot of the behind-the-scenes work next year, which is great for us. And lastly, I'll mention it again later on, but obviously this league is nothing without sponsors. You're sitting in a sponsor now, not in a sponsor, in a sponsor bar. There's lots of sponsors that we want to thank. Every one of these trophies you see up there was sponsored by somebody or a company, which we could never have imagined to start. I think the success of the league, the social media, Dom, some of the articles we had in the old terrestrial media, the Big Chili magazine, the ability for us to be out there in the world helped us get sponsorship as well. So hopefully we'll improve upon that next year. Speaking of next year, we plan on improving everything. We plan on getting, hopefully we'll see maybe a 5th team, we're not sure. We plan on getting more sponsors. We got a lot of plans for next year. But before next year, we want you guys not to forget about the league. So over the summer, our plan is to have a few events, a few SHL events, like, for example, we may have a 5K run, fun run for charity. We may have a bull riding contest at Hooters. But we're going to have a few SHL things to keep you guys going throughout the summer. So I know a lot of you guys are teachers or go home for the summer, but those that are here, our plan is to keep things going over the summer.
Awesome.
Okay, so the reason we're here today is to get together, have some drinks, have some food, but really the main reason to get out today is to honor some of the standout performances this year in the SHL. So we have 3 categories of awards this year. Okay, so 3 categories of awards this year. The first category award, we call them the third category awards. If and when Alistair gets here, he has. Those are going to be the pizza coupons that were given out for the Player of the Game Award. We have a lot more left. We're going to give out those. And those awards are going to be twofold. We're going to have some funny awards, you'll see. And we're going to have some hockey awards that are not as big as our individual awards, but kind of some awards that also show some standout performances. For the awards that are hockey related, we're going to announce some nominees and the winner. For the other awards, we're just going to give it out, and you'll see why we're giving those out when we do. And you'll hopefully laugh at a few of them and get pissed off at a few of them too. Before we go to those, I got a couple more things I want to go over. We slide up to, well, this is kind of some, we want to be official about certain things. We do want to just advise that when the league was made, and we made the award decisions, we do have a rule where if you're subject to any administrative problems or got in trouble with the committee for any number of reasons, we do have a rule where there are exclusions to being given an award. You can read it for yourself, but it pretty much speaks for itself. But we did want to have some kind of disciplinary policy in the league. So I don't think we have any problems this year with that, but that's a rule. Any questions about trophies? Yeah, rules. I like the rules. So then, the SHL sponsors this year, we want to do one big shout out to the sponsors. Going in order left to right. Coney Cranes Awards, which you'll see coming out, that's Patrick's company. Patrick can't be here, but he sponsored the trophies you'll see in a minute. The individual little players that we're going to pass out to the team MVPs. The Sport Revolution Trophy. Kuhn Oak is here from that company. Thank you very much. He's a sponsor of one of the trophies. Jib, sponsor from the Pro Shop. You all know Jeff McIntyre from Rolling Stone Pizza, sponsored the Player of the Game Award. House number 3, which is Henrik and Am's company. Right there, thank you Henrik and Am, thank you so much. They sponsored the award. KCG Corporation also sponsored an award. And then our full sponsors for the teams, as you know, Sport Corner Titanium, with Steve in the back, the owner of Sport Corner. You all know Devin's company Aware was a sponsor. The Spitfires actually was sponsored by a player who wanted to remain anonymous, so we're going to keep it that way. And then last, of course, Hooters Nana, with Andy Bryan bringing forward that sponsorship for us. Andy can't be here today. He's waiting for us over at Hooters. We'll go over there. And for those of you who haven't heard yet, obviously the big award, the league MVP award, was sponsored by Johnny Oduya. Johnny Oduya also said he wanted to sponsor a player. He wanted to do an SHL scholarship. So he provided money to us for next season to sponsor one young Thai hockey player to be given a scholarship to play in the SHL, which is amazing. We've been in contact with Johnny to thank him 1,000 times. You all who've met Johnny when he's come here, has just been the greatest guy. We've already got this put together. We're going to put this out, and if we can, in magazines, newspapers, and get them out to the schools, and have an application form for kids and all the teams, Warriors, Canstar, all those kids who are 16 years of age and older who want to get a scholarship. So round, he's not here, but round of applause for Johnny Oduya for that. And obviously, if you know any Thai kids who may want to do it, please, we'll have the application. We'll be sending it out via email to the whole league. Cool. All right. So Scotty Murray, I'm going to call him up here he's going to announce the third category awards. And if Alistair ever gets here, we'll give you your award. But until he gets here, you just got to hear your name and come shake my hand. When you hear your name, come on up and get the honor of shaking my hand. Okay, guys. Please bear with me because there's about 24 awards here. We'll try to go through as quickly as possible, but it's just going to take a little bit of time. So these are called the third category awards, or the alternative awards. They're basically to recognize people that aren't necessarily the leading scorer, but contribute in other ways and do other things. So the first award is the Uniform Dodger. And this award, there's only one nominee, and it is the nominee and winner is Scott Whitcomb. Whitty has done a tremendous amount for the growth of hockey in Thailand, but sometimes it's rather difficult chasing him to get jersey apparel on time. So hence the award. But that, wear the right jersey himself. And socks. So this is not to take anything away from Whitty's accomplishments, but just we wish we could get the jerseys on time. So thank you, Whitcomb. Moving on to the best defensive forward. There's 3 nominees in this category, and all are deserving of the award. 2 of them come from my team, Ernesto Bauer and Harrison Ostamel. And the third nominee is from Hooters Nana, Paul Stoddard. Again, any one of these guys could win this award. But the winner this year, from Hooters Nana, Paul Stoddard. Defensive defenseman. Again, any 3 of these guys could have won this award. One of the nominees is Christian Olofsson right here. And, guys, before I go on, I just want a special thanks to Christian, because although John and I did a lot of work, this league wouldn't have happened if not for Christian. So guys, I want to please stand up for Christian. The amount of effort that he's put into this league has been phenomenal. And not only that, it's just the way he's handled himself and the way he's presented the league. It's been a great job. So, also joining Christian in this nomination are Brad Wilson and Jari Arkkonen. Okay? And the winner of the best defensive defenseman this year is Brad Wilson. Okay, moving on to Grinder of the Year. There's 3 nominees, including myself. Joe Lamantia is also nominated, and one other player is nominated, Simon Rindesbacher. Simon, you here?
Yeah.
We've just learned that Simon is actually moving to Vietnam, but Simon is actually, okay, he jumped the gun here. Simon, you won the award. Simon, stay there.
with Move and Pick. They've been sponsors of the tournaments that Scott Wickham's holds, and he's just done great things for hockey. We just learned this week that he's moving to Vietnam, but he's been a great player, a great addition to the hockey community, and we thank you for everything you've done. Okay, well, if we had a Charismatic Player of the Year award, this next person would get it, as he's definitely the most colorful person in the league. In fact, Gabor hasn't met a goalpost that he hasn't moved off its moorings. So, in a special award, the Dislodging the Net Award, the only nominee and winner, Gabor Top. You didn't win a cup. No cup.
Just like a Mexican. I played pretty good.
Okay, the league actually has a guy that is a stand-up comedian in his spare time. And he also happens to be the captain of Hooters Nana. He's not here, but the winner of the Funny Man of the Year is Justin St. Denis. Moving on to the best referee. Early in the year, we decided to make the decision that if you ref, you could not play in the league. And we decided that we were going to recruit local tie referees, and no matter what happened, stick with them. So sometimes it was tough, sometimes they made some rather questionable decisions, but for the most part, they did a good job, weathered the storm, and it was all in all a pretty good performance on their part. But the man in charge of organizing the referees was Kun Sakchai, or Jib as we know him. So the best referee award goes to Kun Jib. Okay, and as we are the Siam Hockey League, a big part of our league is the tie presence and the tie players. So this year there were 3 nominees for the best tie player. They were Kun Mu, Kun Thor, and Kun Dream. Again, any one of these guys could have won this award. But we decided that the player who had the most impact on his team this year was Kun Mu. Okay, now, an award that has a special place in my heart, the Best Canadian Award. So we've got three nominees here, 2 from the same team. Oh, hold on, guys, if we could just... Jib was the guy who gave up his time and effort, organized all the refereeing for us, put up with all the bullshit. We just want to thank you very much, Jib, for all you did for all the referees. So, getting back to the Best Canadian Award, there are 2 players from the same team that are nominated for this award, and they're a big part of the reason that Sport Corner Titanium won the championship this year. And they both actually shared the captaincy of this team. Zach Garofalo and Mike Wilson, they're both nominated for Best Canadian. The other nominee is Andy Bryan of Hooters Nana. So this might have been the toughest one for us to choose, but the winner of the Best Canadian Award this year is Mike Wilson. Okay, so there's another country, it's a little south of Canada, you might have heard it, the United States. So the Best American Player, there are 3 nominees, again, all very deserving. The nominees are John Sheknovsky, Brandon Vick, and Harrison Ostermel. Okay. And the winner of the Best American Player in the SHL this year, John Sheknovsky. Guys, a big shout out to John, because you couldn't have asked for a better league president, okay? I mean, he's handled it all with grace, diplomacy. He's heard both sides of every argument. He's come with logical, creative, honest decisions. He's just done a great job. So, big round of applause to John. Finn standing right beside him, Joni Heinonen. Okay, and the third Finn who's not here, Tommi Hakkanen. So the winner of the best Finnish player, the SHL Year 1, Jari. Another tough one for us was the best Swedish player. He may actually be sitting here, but he didn't actually play full time in the league. But his brother did, and his brother is one of the nominees, Christian Olofsson. The other nominees are David Blomqvist and Patrick Lundback. And the winner of the best Swedish player this year is Patrick Lundback. I don't know if all of you have seen him play, but Patrick makes everything look easy. At one time he played in the Swedish Elite League. He's played with people like the Sedins, the Oftali. He's a tremendous player and a good individual. He's helped us with a lot of sponsorship trophies. He's very, very deserving of this award. So thank you, Patrick. So now, we have an award for all the other countries in Europe thrown together. So it's called the Best Other European. So yeah, the nominees are Ernesto Bauer, who is Swiss, Remo, also Swiss, and Gabor. I'm not really sure what country. Anyway, the winner of the Best Other European Award goes to Remo. Smoothly. But there's always one guy behind the scenes that kind of makes it happen but doesn't get the recognition he deserves. And in this case, that guy is Alex Manton. Sadly, Alex is leaving us. He's moving to Singapore, and we're going to miss him greatly. But again, if it wasn't for Alex and everything he did with scorekeeping and websites, we really wouldn't have had a smoothly running league. So thank you very much, Alex. Okay, our next award goes to the most reliable sub. Now, most of you might not even know he was a sub because he ended up playing regularly for the team he joined. But the reality was that he was a substitute. He was substituting for injured goalie Jason Kotzmeyer. So we'd like to recognize Lance Parker, who led his team. Great job, Lance. Lance led his team to 7 straight wins and the regular season winner of the SHL. The next award is for perseverance and dedication to hockey. And this goes to another guy who's pretty unsung. But in the latter part of last year, he could hardly walk. He had a knee injury, very bad knee injury, but he willed himself back to play. And it was obvious that at times it was much too early as he was playing in a lot of pain. So we just want to dedicate this trophy to Bill Bredesen for playing through pain. Award is for the sub with the biggest impact, and there's 3 nominees here. Lance, again, we've already mentioned. Scott Whitcomb, not in attendance, and Rob Taylor. Rob's here. Is he? Taylor? Okay, so it was decided to get a close vote here that the sub with the biggest impact was Rob Taylor. Taylor joined a team, they won. So he played a big part in ousting my team, the Sukhothai Spitfires, in the semifinals.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Anyway, if you want to sub, the rule of thumb is if you want to sub in the future, order Rob Taylor. Okay, we have a special award here for the person who traveled the most miles. It's the commuter award, okay? Now, a lot of us take it for granted that we live a couple kilometers away from the rink, so we can either take a taxi or we can jump on the MRT. But this guy lived in Pattaya, so he had to come to Pattaya for every single game. And it was no easy task. Okay. And John is going to add to DJ's...
So DJ won the award. Academy Awards. Nothing on Scotty Murray, baby. So the story about DJ was a few weeks ago where after one of our games he says to me, you know, I had a terrible time after our last game going home. And I said, what happened? He said, I'm taking a bus back to Pattaya, and an hour into our trip, a 2-hour trip, the bus breaks down. Middle of the night, it's like a 9:30 game, so it's gotta be 10, 11 o'clock, whatever. And he sits there and everyone gets out of the bus and they're all just kind of hanging out on the side of the road. Like the next bus driver is gonna come like in a couple of hours. So he sees a guy, not a guy in an orange jacket, just a guy on a bike drive by. So he's like, waves the guy down and says, are you going to Pattaya? The guy's like, yeah. He's like, all right, 300 baht, take me there. So DJ's going on some, they must have been like a 50cc scooter too, because the guy was like Dumb and Dumber, like zzz, on the whole thing. So DJ takes the bike all the way down to Pattaya. An hour DJ, hour and a half, hour? And I think, what'd you say, about 20 minutes outside of Pattaya, the guy says to him, you know, 300 baht, man, this is pretty far, how about 500 baht? DJ goes, no, we had a deal. So the commuter award goes to DJ.
Another special award we have is for the Facebook Likes Generator. Actually, we're hoping all of you will help us in this regard next year. But the guy who spent the most time liking, forwarding, and sharing SHL Facebook posts was Lance Parker. So Lance, we'd like to...
That's what I do all day.
Sorry. And some of you might not know, but we actually had a diplomat playing in the league this year. We had the Slovakian ambassador play defense on the aware team. Now, sorry. And anyway, unfortunately Stan is not here, but we wanted to honor him by giving him the Best Diplomat of the Year award.
And to go with that award, I'm going to tell a story about Stan that some of you might know, some of you don't. Ryan Hayes knows all about this story. But, okay, so everyone knows Stan. He's what, 5'6", 5'7"?
Easy.
And then we got Ryan, a teammate of Stan's. And Stan, in between his shifts, he had this habit of sitting down on the bench, taking off not only his gloves, putting his stick away, but also taking off his helmet. And for one of the games, he did exactly that. He put his stick away and he was sitting there. All of a sudden, it was his turn. He's getting ready to jump on the ice. He grabs his stick, although it's Ryan's stick. Ryan shoots, what, right? Right? Stan shoots left. Ryan's stick is about this much longer than Stan's. He doesn't notice. So he jumps on the ice, he starts playing, he plays the puck, and the whole bench is like looking at him, what the hell was with his stick? And then Ryan goes on the bench and says, where's my stick? And he's getting ready to jump on for the next shift, and he has no stick. And then we see that Stan's stick is there, and then we look at Stan, and he's out there, you know, yeah. And so the whole bench starts yelling at him, Stan, the stick! And he looks at his stick, he looks at us, and he keeps playing. Stan, the stick! He looks around himself to make sure he's not stepping on his stick, but he's not, so he keeps playing. He played an entire shift. Ryan missed the shift because he couldn't get out there with that equivalent to a golf club that was left on the bench. So that's a story about Stan. He played the entire shift. I still don't think he knows that he played with the worst again.
We've merged two awards together, the playoff scoring champion and Grassroots Award. The winner is Zach Garofalo. No one of us has probably done more for Thai youth hockey than Zach. He's up every Saturday morning at like 4:30 to teach kids. He's given himself selflessly. He's actually moving to Cambodia where he's going to start up a similar program. So if half of us had the dedication that Zach does for youth hockey, the world would be a better place. Something that we don't recognize enough is our fans, probably because we don't have that many of them. But anyway, there are two special fans that come to almost every game and cheer on their father relentlessly. Sometimes in a positive way, sometimes in a negative way. But anyway, we just wanted to do a big, big shout out to Alex and Patrick Toth for basically putting up with their dad. Gabor, please come accept the trophy for your kids.
The award.
They have trophies? No. We should have got pizza. Can we have more? Maybe. I look at you.
Two more. Okay. Oh yeah. The Playoff Impact Award, there are 3 nominees. Corey Day of Aware, Dream of Hooters Nana, and Jetto of Titanium. And the winner went to Jetto, who happened to be the tie-leading scorer of the playoffs. Okay, and we have one last honor here. It's called the Extraordinary Gentleman Award. And it fittingly goes to a guy who isn't here and who we were waiting on. But it goes to Alistair Fawcett. Because Alistair is just pretty much a class act. Always acts like one, always handles himself with dignity and grace. And in a world that we tend to cuss and swear a lot and sometimes abuse each other, Alistair kind of reminds us of how we should act. So that's just a recognition of the way Alistair is. So thank you for bearing with me, and thank you for supporting the SHL. I hope you all come back next year.
All right, thanks, Scotty. So next up, we're gonna go into the bigger, not better, just bigger awards, I guess. For those of you who haven't seen or heard of Alistair. So we're going to go through all those awards again. Bear with me. No, I'm just kidding. So Alistair is here. We'll talk later. All right, so for those of you guys didn't see, Patrick this year sponsored, his Tony Crane's company sponsored the Team MVP Awards. And you look on the table up here, on the pool table up here, and these are the figures that were made, one for each team. They're very, very well done. Dom did us a big favor and interviewed the artist who actually made these. So if the technology works correctly, we're going to show you guys just a 2-minute video here of the discussion he had.
It's time for SHL News.
Cool.
So let's talk about these miniatures. I mean, how did you get involved in doing these miniatures?
So I played beer league. I played goalie in an adult rec league, and I ended up getting injured. My leg got dislocated. I was on a breakaway.
Oh.
Leg got dislocated. I was out for 3 months. Couldn't get on the ice, so I was bored. I wanted to be on the ice every single chance I got. I played 3 to 4 times a week. Mm-hmm. So now being on the ice, I wanted to still do something that I was kind of involved with, having to do with hockey and potentially make a little business out of it. So I ended up figuring out. I went to school for graphic design, got an art degree, and figured I would just kind of combine the two together and start kind of customizing these figures and kind of make it a little bit of a hobby / little side job of it. With those SHL figures, I took it a step further and I actually figured out a way to make the ice look like legit ice.
Okay.
And that it was, like, there's like miniature kind of like snow on it, and the bases I created those custom.
Okay.
Cut all the wood, created the frames, and got all that going. So I think the SHL is going to be pretty happy with what you guys get. A fun one. He was actually, so this SHL project was the only project I was willing to pick up. I was taking a break, had a big move going on. Mm-hmm. I ended up doing a lot of this work at my in-laws. I wasn't even in an apartment or in an established place, so I had to figure out how to do all the materials and everything in a kind of an improvised workshop. But yeah, it was a really fun project.
So that interview is a lot longer. If you want to watch it, it's on Dom's website, and I'll probably put it on the SHL site as well.
It's time for SHL News.
So we have.
Okay, so we'll go through these awards. This is the Team MVP award. We're starting off, I think, with I think my team. Okay, so the nominees for the Team MVP award for Sport Karn Titanium are myself. Mike Wilson and Jari Erikainen, and the winner is Mike Wilson.
Go Warriors.
All right, Mike. Next team, we got Hooters, and the nominees are Justin St. Denis, Mike White, and Andy Bryan. And the Hooters Team MVP award goes to Mike White.
It looks like
Yeah, please.
Hey.
Sorry, Mike, if you wanted to talk, I didn't know we're doing speeches.
Listen, I just want to grab the mic quickly. I just realized I take pride and a bit of shame that Scotty Murray and I are by far the two hockey players that have been around playing in the ice hockey leagues in Bangkok since 2004. Scotty's earlier. And I just want to thank the guys, all the guys that are involved in tonight for keeping it going. I tip my hat to Scott Whitcomb for many years, but you guys have brought a lot of creativity, fun, and hockey's a lot of fun to play again. So thanks, guys. It means a lot, and I'll see you guys next year. Okay?
Thanks, Mike. All right. Next up, Spitfire. No? Yeah, Spitfire, sorry. All right. Oh, there you go. Okay, nominees. Donnie Kerfoot, Lance Parker, Adrian Myers. And the winner is Adrian.
Only because Donnie's not here.
Last but not least, Aware. Nominees are Corey Day, Brandon Vick, and Patrick Lundbach. And the winner is Brandon Vick. Okay, now we're gonna go into the individual awards for the sponsored trophies. These trophies will be kept at the rink. We're gonna have a trophy case kind of near where the other trophy case is. We're gonna keep those. Those are gonna be passed down from year to year. We're gonna add the name of the winner to the trophy as the years go on. Obviously today we'll do a photo here. After you get your award, come up, get your photo, and then you can do photos after. Those of you who win the individual awards, so Coney Crane Award as well, Mike, Brandon, Adrian and Mike. Dom wants to interview you guys after, and the winner of these awards also, real quick interview with Dom after we finish. We're gonna do these awards, and then we're gonna do the big award for the championship team, and then we'll be done. Okay, so Christian's gonna do the award for the individual awards.
So the SHL awards, the awards are in place to, of course, stimulate competitiveness, but also forming the heritage of SHL. Like John mentioned, we'll put the names of the winners on the trophies, and the trophies will be handed down from year to year. Really proud of the lineup of trophies that we have. Just individual trophies alone has a value of more than 50,000 baht. So it's great to have for SHL. I'm sure we'll build on that. So of course we start with the Oduya Award. It has already been awarded. We had a ceremony for Donnie, the winner, just before the first final and just before Donnie returned back to Winnipeg. But three very deserving MVPs nominations, and yeah, like I said, the winner, as you already know, is Donnie. Scott touched a little bit on this when we did the award, but I think we can all agree that we're all very fortunate to have a player like Don playing in the SHL. He has returned to Winnipeg, but he said hello. I spoke to him 2 days ago, and he wants to get back. So someone got to find him a job so we can get him on our rosters for next year as well. A couple of other stories on Donnie. He actually played with Johnny Oduya back in 2011, I believe, when Atlanta did the move to Winnipeg. Johnny showed up and tried to get some ice time, and happened to play on the same team as Donnie for a few games. Also, if you don't know, Donnie is in the movie from 2012, Goon. So you will see him there. You can see him on the ice. You can see him also sitting to the left of the lead character in the locker room. So if you haven't watched Goon in a while, watch that one and look out for Donnie. He's in it.
Pretty good shot of hitting
On the bus? Yeah. All right, another trophy that we have already awarded. But I would like to invite Jeb up here. Jeb, where are you? Pro Shop trophy for best goalie. Jeb, put down your drink. So we have many great goaltenders in the SHL. We got great goaltending throughout the year. Lance came in replacing Kotz. Gabor, huge part in the first SHL championship there for Sportscom Titanium. Eves, however, Eves had the best record, best stats, remarkable performance between the pipes for Aware. So congratulations, Eves. It was very tight in the statistical race, but Eves won both goals against average and save percentage. Great, thank you. The next trophy, sponsored by KCG Corporation. Kun Pumin, you might have run into him at the rink. He's got two sons playing. He's got his oldest son, Mel, He's about 14, and I think he will be a lock on the SHL in a couple of years. He's one of the young upcoming, young 14-year-olds that is practicing several times a week. I'm sure we'll see him in the SHL soon. His son is also just 11, 12 years old. One of the promising goalies growing up and practicing with Name and the other goalies. I'm sure we'll see him in SHL soon too. Okay, we already know who the winner is, but just quickly recap. In terms of points, Brandon Vick, 26 points. Mike Wilson, 27. And John, 31. Brandon, he won the scoring title in BIHL last year, continued very strongly here. I'm sure he will be challenging for next year as well. Mike flew under the radar coming into the season, being relatively new in Bangkok. He was actually drafted in the 7th round as the 3rd defenseman, I think, and quickly moved up the ranks and I think finished the year as a forward and an impressive 27 points. But of course, John Royer, Scott will do the honors of handing over. I just want to say, John always had a nose for the net, but he's never in his life had a season like this. In fact, the SHL president, he scored on his first shot in the first minute of the first shift of the SHL, and he never slowed down. He was drafted 5th overall, and I think a lot of people are questioning that, but I think he lived up to it, and I'll probably be looking at going even higher next year's draft. So he's had a season of his life at the age 46, so congratulations, there will be high expectations on you next year. You know the hashtag "this league is rigged." We started with that after the first game, and it's been continuous. This league is definitely rigged. Okay, best defenseman. I would like to ask Kun Oak to come up to hand over this trophy here on behalf of Sports Revolution. Those of you who don't know Sports Revolution or Kun Oak, he is the man behind bringing in the brands such as Nike, Under Armour on the sports side, and also F&B concepts such as Jogerland. Right, 3 standout defensemen. Adrian, with the unique ability to not only lead the rush, but get back. First guy back as well. Fantastic speed. 3 power play goals. So also defense. Yeah, a shared lead in penalty minutes as well. Yes.
I'm more proud of that.
Yari, so smart, with or without the puck. Silently contributed to the championship for the Sports Scorenet Titanium. He was the key on the defense core on the championship team. But the winner here is Patrick.
Yeah. The nominees.
Oh, the nominees?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's get the nominees. So, Yari and Eric. Nice. Great. So on Patrick, he's probably the most experienced player in the SHL. He has 79 games in the Swedish Elite League under his belt. He also played over 300 games in the division just below the Swedish Elite League. He also played in Germany, Austria, US, and in the UK. And then of course also the head coach of the Thai national team that captured the first ever gold medal in the Asian Winter Games earlier this year. Okay, Okay, next trophy is a sportsmanship trophy, donated by myself, Henrik and Anders, the Olsen brothers. And I would like to ask Anne-Marie Gaverdi to come up here and do the honors of handing over the trophy. We have 3 nominees. 3 quality guys. Integrity and the right attitude. So all 3 of these guys could of course be winners. Only 3 minor penalties between these 3 guys combined. Okay. But the guy with 0 penalty minutes is Jari. So Jari's hockey IQ combined with his calm Finnish personality sets him aside from the rest of the competition there. So congratulations Jari on a fantastic season. Rookie of the Year award. This is actually, it's a combination. It's a trophy, but it's also a package. It's donated by Henrik and Am, so I would like to invite Henrik and Am up to represent the trophy. We don't have any of the nominees here tonight, unfortunately. But this award is, first of all, the trophy, but it's also a 5 package, right? 5 package training program at House. So specifically, personal trainer for hockey players. In hopes of develop and help the winning player with to develop further. 3 nominees here as well, of course. And our ambition is to supply new young Thai players to the league, of course, every year. These 3 guys are all under the age of 20. And I'm positive we will have more guys joining as of next year. We had Ith on Sportsman Titanium team. We have Pim on Sukhumvit Spitfires, and Tan on Aware. And the winner is, with most points out of the 3, is Tan. Tan had a great season as well. He had a 2nd highest scoring among all the Thai players, just trailing Kun Mu. He impressed with his stick handling, speed, and he had some very nice shootout goals throughout the season as well. Okay, the playoff MVP. And I want to mention that this is a sponsorship opportunity. This is the only trophy currently that we don't have a sponsor for. So if anyone wants their name on that one or a company name on that one, contact us. Okay, the 3 nominees. M. White had 6 points, Joni had 9, and Zach had 10 points in the playoffs. M. White was a big part of the semi-upset where Hooters advanced. He had 3 points in each of the 2 games, and he also had a hat trick in the last game of the season.
Actually, I scored 4 goals, considering I scored the winning goal for the other team.
For the other team. I didn't want to mention that, but thanks for bringing that up, Mike. So we had 10 points. Okay, Zach also had an amazing playoffs. He had a 6-point night in game 1 of the final. And he had 3 assists in the last game of the season. However, the winner of this one is Joni. Okay, Joni was limited to just 8 games in the regular season, suffering a groin injury. And this, of course, limited him in the scoring race for both regular season and the playoffs as well. But he was extremely effective in the playoffs. He was Mr. Clutch with a hat trick in both final games, including the game-winning goal in the final game of the year. So congratulations, Joni. I think we have 2 minutes to spare before we go over to the championship trophy. Okay. All right. The final trophy. You want to say it? That's what it's called.
We didn't add this before. For those of you guys who were asking for SHL swag, we have it today. SHL t-shirts are here. There's one hanging over there next to Alex. After the ceremony's over in a few minutes, they're 200 baht. It's not Christmas yet. Early present for somebody. We have XL, L, and a few mediums, and we'll order a bunch more later. Just so you know, the SHL swag is here. Now for the trophy.
Okay, do we have any music or anything for this? We should. Yeah, we should have. We should have.
In my head, it's there.
Okay, so the rather large trophy over there, just so you know, that one of the requirements was, of course, that this one had to be at least an inch taller than the BIHL trophy, which it is. So we had to add a third layer on the base there, just to compensate. Okay, but the last thing of today is actually to do an official handover and photo opportunity with the Sports Corner Titanium team, including Steve, of course. Just to show off that we got all the names on the trophy now, so all the full-time players of the winning team is now on the trophy. So the only thing that remains to do here before we continue the party is to congratulate the current champs.
Go boys!